Yeah, you know what time it is. That's right, it's time for Rivals Assemble, a Marvel Rivals podcast. I am your host, Mark Turcott, and you are tuned in to episode 28. Well, my goodness, we have lots to talk about this week, including the Season 0 Battle Pass returning, Galacta's gift event. We have some new skins coming to the game. We have some Psylocke lore, and of course, we're going to wrap it up with your questions and topics and much, much more. So to break it all down with me here, first up, Neil. Neil, what's up, man?
Rivals Assemble! I'm here. I'm ready. I'm excited. Got the tunes pumping. I'm no energy drink for me, but
oh man,
classic Moosehead though.
There you go, dude. I actually saw a car today. We were coming home from my daughter's volleyball game, and the license plate said Moose Power. On like that was it was like MOO3E. Like it was just.
Don't tell
like,
everybody.
What?
There's private, but
yeah. That was you. You were actually there?
That was me. Yes.
It was you. You were here. Awesome.
And I made it home in time for the episode. Let's do it.
Yeah. All right. Also joining us, Ken's. Ken's, what's up, man?
What's going on? No drink for me either. I choose sleep. And that's unlike Mark.
You don't want the 270 milligram caffeine Celsius that I just
p.m. Not at 10 p.m. on a Thursday. No, thank you.
I don't work tomorrow, so it's good. Gives me more games tonight, man. I can play some more games. Let's see. And finally, Matt, what's up?
270 milligrams of caffeine. What is this? An energy drink for ants? That's my breakfast. How's it going, guys?
Good, man. How many energy drinks do you drink normally? Like in a day, Matt?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right not to incriminate myself.
Okay. I mean, I drink a lot of coffee. I drink like a pot of coffee a day, but that's
a cardiologist on standby.
Earlier.
Is the answer to that question.
I'm not a coffee drinker. I think it smells great, but it tastes like not good. But I drink a lot of other caffeine.
Hey, whatever it takes, right? Whatever it takes to get you through the day. That's all you need, man. But let's see. What's up, everybody? Thank you here for tuning into the show. Episode 28. That's right. We're on the verge of 30 episodes here. So big thank you to everybody tuning into the show. However you're tuning in, whether it's through iTunes or through Spotify or over on YouTube or on Twitch. Thank you guys here for tuning in. Don't forget, head over to rivalsassemble.com. You can find all our social links and everything over there, ways to get in touch with us. One of the best ways we always tell people is be sure you're leaving us comments over on Spotify because we pull those for the questions and topics and the podcast. We also pull those from our Discord. So be sure to join our Discord. You can find that link over at rivalsassemble.com as well. And if you want to help us continue to support the show, you can do so by becoming a patron for the podcast on our Patreon at patreon.com/rivalsassemble. Ken's has a great solo episode out this week, especially if you are playing anything, or not anything, but another game other than Rivals in Clair Obscure Expedition 33.
It's very good.
So, yeah, go tune into Ken's episode there if you want to tune into that. And coming up, we're going to be getting into Thor for our MCU recap. So be on the lookout for that. And Matt, your episode's coming up this week. Any little tease for your solo episode?
Next week?
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to have to listen and find out.
All right. So be sure to tune into that if you are a patron. And head over to patreon.com/rivalsassemble. Find out how you can help support the show. Quick check-in here on our Rivals NHL Playoff Bracket Challenge. Before we went on the air tonight, my Hurricanes, man, making it to the Eastern Conference Championship. So that's definitely
that was their game.
Put me up.
That's great, man. Congrats.
So how are we looking over there, Neil? How's the?
That's going to change this outlook because that is not loaded in.
Oh, right. That's right.
After, but there has been some updates. So we are in the second round now, and happy to report that I am not on the bottom anymore. But so. First of all, top of the list, this was, we were saying Kaihi, but we've learned that it's a typo and it should be Kite is their name. So they are in first. And Turk68, I don't know who that is, but he's in second. And this was before the points from tonight. So you might squeak your way in first.
Like I said,
don't let Mark win.
I'm perfectly fine winning it, but I will not take the inaugural Moose Cup for myself. And whoever comes in second can take it.
So, yeah, we'll see once this updates and We'll see how the Leafs do this week, and that could just totally put my bracket into the garbage. But
Neil, what do I win for last place?
are you in last place right now, Kens?
I don't
You
know.
are in second last.
Assume
right
now.
now.
Assume
You
that I
lose a skin in Rivals, Ken.
Neil's daughter
you
has
lose
a
your
Death Note
Donny Cates.
notebook, and your name goes.
Death Note notebook. She
Bad
draws a
juju.
picture of me in her Death Note.
I've seen that movie.
And
Yeah.
it just causes
Doesn't end
minor
well.
inconveniences in my life.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So we'll check in next week. It's round 2 should be over, and we'll get closer and closer to naming our inaugural Moose Cup champion.
Yeah. And, I got to be honest, too, man. We got to at some point probably think about what we want to do for the NFL season. Because
Yes.
we got to do some sort of fantasy football. We've been doing a fantasy
we'll do
football league.
We'll do fantasy for sure.
Yeah.
That'll happen.
So
Yeah.
if you guys are
That'd
football
be great.
fans, we'll get you into that. Which Matt's a huge football fan, right, Matt?
I do.
Yeah,
I like college football. I don't
Yeah, that's
follow
right.
NFL, but
Georgia, right? Didn't you cover the Georgia?
I'm a Bulldogs fan. Yes.
Okay.
I did a look. There's a lot it goes into. Yeah.
Yes. There
Yes.
you go. Let's see. One final thing here. As we've been talking about here the last couple of weeks, we are GCX bound in Orlando. Myself, Matt, and Kens will be there. Or not Kens and Neil. I'm sorry, Kens.
I will not be there.
Myself.
Flat
I
Ken's
would love
right.
to be there. Thanks for the tease, Mark. Thanks for reminding me. I'm not going.
Flat
Twist
Kens
that
will
thing.
definitely be there.
It's like
Yes.
when my dad said he would come visit on the weekends.
Oh, womp womp. But yes, so that is in Orlando at the end of July. So if you're headed there, please let us know. And Matt, something next week is going on too, right? You want to give a little plug here while we get everybody
first,
top of the show?
I have to address this. Neil, are you under any duress right now? I assume that's just the light from.
This is just the
your
sniper across the
microphone.
street. Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Blink twice if you. No, yeah. In just a week from now, I'm going to be running my original Marvel Rivals module of the Marvel Multiverse RPG game at MomoCon here in Atlanta. There are 3 chances to play: Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The 23rd, 24th, 25th. You can go to momocon.com. That's MOMOCON. It's one of the biggest anime and gaming conventions here in the South. For more details, you can sign up, actually pre-register to play in my sessions until Sunday. After that, you'll have to register in person. So yeah, I'm super stoked to it. It's a module called Infection Point Wakanda, based on Marvel Rivals. And I don't want to give too much away, but an infection that is slowly creeping throughout and infecting the intergalactic empire of Wakanda, and possibly a hero. And Princess Shuri has called in a team of the Black Panther's closest allies to help get to the bottom of the problem. So yeah, and you might see it somewhere here in the future on the pod. So
Awesome. Very, very
That'd be
cool.
great. That does remind me when we talked about Black Panther lore, and I think his lore in game, Bast is having some issues with being infected. Maybe that's something to do with it. I don't know. We'll
Maybe.
have to find out.
Just have
maybe.
to wait and see, right?
We'll see.
Yeah,
That's
I
great.
guess you'll have to fly to Atlanta to
Find
pay
out
for
the truth.
ticket to play with me and then
Yes.
go home. To
There you
I'll
go.
just hop in the Moose Mobile. I'll be there.
you just use that tunnel that connects, Canada to the U.S. and just go.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Easy.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Let's talk about our poll, guys. We had a poll this week, as always, over on Spotify. You can head over there under the latest podcast and see the poll. And we asked you this week, who needs a swimsuit skin in the game? And the choices were Groot, Jeff, Hulk, Thing, or Iron Man. And I got to be honest, this might have been one of the closest votings we've had yet, because they were all pretty close with 87 votes. And winning by only 1 vote, 21 votes,
Crazy.
24.1% of the votes was Jeff. Jeff with the swimsuit skin.
It's a surprise to me, honestly. I didn't think Jeff would get the majority there.
I mean,
you
isn't
mean
he just
my
always wearing a
son
swimsuit?
Jeffrey?
Jeffrey, would you? I mean, isn't he like always wearing a swimsuit, right?
Yeah,
'Cause he
like,
just-
what would it be? What is?
I mean,
the
if we're not
Jets
wearing
swimsuit?
any clothes, technically, aren't we all wearing a swimsuit? Like you can swim in
your
anything.
birthday
but,
suit, right? I guess is what they call
You're swimming on your birthday.
it.
he just wears a collar, I guess, normally. But
Yeah, I don't know. Would it be like full speedo? Because he's got that. He has the inflatable tube around him,
well,
right?
isn't full speedo like contradictory?
Oh, like
Well, so is it like the
wetsuit?
question of like how does a horse wear pants? Does it wear it like on the back two legs?
Never
or-
heard that question before in my life.
Like if a horse or like a dog, a four-legged creature were to wear pants, do they wear them on their back two legs, or do they wear like a pant leg on each leg that they stand on? Where do the pants go?
That's a great question.
as someone-
So if he wears shorts, is it a full shorts on all four of his legs or just the back two?
I'm gonna add that to my question. Like I always ask the question, like, is a hot dog a sandwich, or like how many holes does a straw have? And like, so those
One.
are or is cereal a soup? I'm gonna add how do horses wear pants? Like that's just like one of those questions.
Well, let me answer that for you. Well, not horses, but dogs. As someone who had to put pants on my dog,
What?
after he had his little snip there, we
Pants?
got
We
these,
coned
so
it.
instead of like the cone, that's like uncomfortable and all that, but we got him these pants that just protect his unit down there. So my dog has worn pants, and to answer the question, it's just the back two legs with like a little bit up the mid area.
Yeah.
So it is like if he was to go on his back two legs, it would be like two-legged pants.
But then the front two legs aren't supported. They're
Because
still
that's where the
legs.
No.
shirt would be.
But like, what are the purpose of pants? Covering your legs or covering your?
Your unit.
Yeah.
Get Guan
Covering
Guan on
your
the phone.
unit.
Get Guan Guan. We need to
So,
figure this
Guan Guan,
out.
We need Jeff's unit to be covered by a
Yep.
swimsuit. And
So- I need Jeffrey to have water wings. I need Jeffrey to have a snorkel and or goggles. And then
Swimmies.
what's that?
Little orange swimmies, the little orange things, that go on the arms.
water wings.
Water
wings,
That's
there
what
you
you're
go.
talking about, right?
Yeah. Because I was gonna say floaties, but I don't know if
That's
that's
it. No
like,
floaties. Yeah,
floaties.
the same thing.
If
Well,
that's,
usually floaties are like the things you sit in the water. Like an inflatable tube would be considered a floaty in my mind.
well, also like for our listeners in Europe, because in London, or England, they probably call them like bing bongs or something. I don't know.
Wow.
Love you all.
Sorry to all the listeners in England.
Okay.
In your bing bongs.
Watch out for the bing bongs. So Groot came in second with 20.
Okay, what kind of swimsuit would that be?
Huh?
What kind of swimsuit
This
would
is now the
Groot
swimsuit
have?
podcast.
Groot? I said I
Yes.
think Groot should have the Borat, like the string
Oh, yeah.
that
Yeah,
comes down. Like
for sure.
definitely. Give me the Groot Borat
It
swimsuit.
just covers one twig.
Which twig is it?
The most important one.
Yeah. Let's see. Coming in third was Iron Man with 18. So Iron Man was close too, which somebody I think in the chat was saying Iron Man would be hilarious because it's like the full Iron Man suit. And then he just has like a Speedo over that or has like the swim, the tube or
Aquanaut
something.
type deal?
Yeah, but then, that's what we said. It'd be cool to have the old style one. Let's see. Hulk with 15 and then Thing coming in last with 13. But all still very close. Everybody getting double digits. And so
We've
there you
got
go.
comments in the chat saying we need to see Thing in a Speedo. So I guess
Mm-hmm.
go make your voice heard you should have in the poll.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. So next week's poll, we'll put this over on Spotify again. And people have been asking us to put it over in the Discord. So we got to figure out how we want to put these polls in the
We did it
Discord.
like once.
I did it and then I just forget. Sorry.
So we're going to try to get on that. We're going to try to get that. But the best way to vote definitely is still go to Spotify under the latest episode. And we're asking you, because we do our weekly challenge, we're going to let you, the audience, pick who is our next character challenge. So not this week's challenge, but the one the following week. And we have Adam Warlock,
Chief.
Hawkeye, Wolverine, Thing, or Iron Fist. So Matt has words. I can see it. Where's it going?
I was like, I missed this conversation because There's no one on that list that
And that's why I picked all 5 of them. So again, what should our next character challenge be? Adam Warlock, Hawkeye, Wolverine, Thing, or Iron Fist? Let us know. And we're going to do that for our next week's challenge. So
What happened to the Jeff challenge?
That's this week.
Will be the next, like,
Spoiler.
we're doing Jeff this week. People are
Oh.
voting. So then next week, whoever wins, it'll be that following week.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. All right. Well, let's move on to our week in game. And why not? Let's just talk about our Psylocke challenge right now. So let's jump into it. We played Psylocke this week. Who wants to go first in their how they played out with Psylocke?
Oh, you make me go first? Okay. So can you hear Neil, Mark?
Oh,
Is that
nope.
a thing? No.
Keep going.
Well, So while Mark's figuring that out, Psylocke, when we've done these challenges in the past, I like the Captain America one was pretty solid because I was like, yeah, like I'm glad that I did that. And what was the other? Mantis, I was glad that I played her. Spider-Man and Black Widow, I was both like, nah, like I'm cool with like never playing them ever again. And that's how I felt about Psylocke for the first like 8 games. I was like not into it at all and like super ready for it to be over. And I was like, man, she was not clicking with me. But that 8th game really it clicked and it got it. And I was like, man, okay, I get it now. So much so that after the 10 games, I just kept playing her. I ended up playing like 15.
Whoa.
Nice.
And just because like I got the hang of it, you know, I finally kind of got into the groove. And the one thing that I was missing is at first, like the first 2 or 3 games, I was like a little too timid, like I was a little too scared, and I was like kind of like I'll get a little too far away because like Matt makes a joke like I'm just a girl, I'm just a little girl, and that's
Literally.
that's how I felt.
Literally.
Like I was like I'm just a little girl, please don't hurt me. And so I was like a little too far away and couldn't quite. I wasn't being aggressive enough with her. And once I kind of got more confident with getting in close. And do damage that way and getting out with the dash. The secondary fire, her shurikens, is what does the big damage. And once I got into the combo of being able to like 1-2 punch with like the primary fire, alternate fire, the damage was just flowing. Like I was just melting backline and then getting out of there, and it was a ton of fun. So
is that how you played her?
You were a while.
You were actually trying to
there.
jump the back line?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because see, that was like, I think I had said it last week on the show. Like I had played her a couple times in the weeks leading up to doing this because I never really did. And then like I was just getting, I guess, melted by a lot of Psylocke.
She will die fast.
I didn't understand how like the range on her primary. Like I didn't realize she had that much range. I thought it was much more of an up close character.
She has range, but it has a pretty big damage fall off.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Huge.
But there were times where I was just like, these Psylocks are just murdering me. So that's what made me jump to play her. And then, so this week going into the challenge, I think I went 6-4. So, you know, decent.
Nice.
But compared to some of the other heroes we've played up to this point, like I at least felt like I was doing something in every match. You know, I didn't feel like when we played Black Widow and it was like, yeah, there were some of those matches that we won, but like I don't feel like I contributed to any of those. Where in this case, I at least felt like I was doing something in there. And like the way I played her was more, I think I put it in the chat, was like I play her more like midline and then slowly creep my way forward as long as we're doing damage, and then quickly run in, you know, zip once, zip twice, and then usually get invisible and get out. And by that point, you can usually get a kill or two when you start seeing people get low. And then if possible, if I see the opening, try to get into the back line. But I didn't, like, I've had more success with her not going back line and more just kind of playing mid and just being that one that can quickly get in and get a quick kill and then dip myself back out. I mean, I had that one match. I was 37-4-0. Like, it was just like, that match was ridiculous. And I didn't even think, or I think I had the most kills that match, but I didn't get MVP. It was like, I think somebody was 35 and something, you know, I think they had more assists than I had, but she's a lot of fun. Like and the best thing that I like about her too is her X retro or retro X skin is one of my favorite skins in the game. Like, sure, she has a very great other skin that I know a lot of people like, but like to me, that skin is just awesome. It looks so good. So playing with that skin's great. What about you guys?
So I'm gonna level with you. I didn't make it into quick play with Psylocke. I stayed mainly in conquest with her.
Okay.
And like did like some of the big head with her.
Nice.
So I don't know if you really count that as like wins and losses or whatever. Because it wasn't like quick play. I wanted to have like no pressure fun with her. That was against real people and not all AI. I feel like Psylocke is like what I wanted Sombra to be. Like with a better damage kit, and maybe that's just because I'm a trash Sombra player, which is you're fully in your right mind to say that. But
I mean, she has more offense than Sombra, definitely. Like her kit, for sure.
Less utility.
A lot of my time was spent seeing how quick you could build up the ultimate, and then testing out who I felt was most effective for using her ultimate on. Definitely, like, I found myself targeting backline more with ultimate, just trying to quickly knock out strategists. Vanguards not so much, because they were usually flanked with the healers, of course. But yeah, the Ninomaru map is such a fun map to play as Psylocke, because you can get around to the different levels, and you can like literally hop across the map by just jumping into the middle and then onto like the roof of the other side, just like boom, boom. Yeah, so not super much, not a ton from me on this week, other than to say I had fun with her, and she's one of those that I find myself. I've played her quite a bit, not really in quick play, because it feels like I'm not adding much to the team when I play her. But when I just want to play some chill like AI matches or do like the special events and stuff, she's definitely a go-to, because I like to fly underneath the radar.
Nice. What about you, Neil?
For me, I got 5 games in. And then I got another one of those substitute, what is it called? When you get put in and then you lose right away.
Oh, yeah.
So that felt good.
You went 0-1-0, Neil. What's up with that?
Well, I had enough time to get in and die, so that was great. Not fantastic stats, but I did have fun. What I like, I think I mentioned this before, some of these diving duelists are very cooldown dependent, and you got to know to, and I got my health pack missions done pretty quickly with her. Survivability is, like, I rarely got knocked out because you have the double dash and the let's just go invisible and run away kind of thing. So Mark, you kind of mentioned that early on in the week too. You're like, you don't go invisible to sneak up behind people. You save it, and stuff goes wrong, you can hit that and then go find a health pack in a corner kind of somewhere. So I did that quite a bit. I wasn't being super aggressive with her primary fire. I feel like it felt nice. Like it's like a double burst kind of thing. And I've always loved any of those, I guess it would be like semi-automatic burst weapons in games. So what comes to mind, first time using the battle rifle in Halo, like that triple burst, and then in Destiny the pulse rifles.
Pulse rifles are like that.
It was all, they just feel so good. Like you can get like a good amount of range with them too, and you're just kind of like letting the recoil go up, and it just always feels so good. So she's got the double hit, so you hit it once and it does like a double shot. I like how that works. The spread is also pretty good on that too. So obviously you want to hit all 3 with headshots, but you have some play there to you're gonna at least hit them with one if you're kind of close. So that makes you feel like you're still doing something. Most of the games I'm still having a lot of flyers on the enemy, and I keep tagging them and stuff and trying to take them out. I really noticed the damage fall off. Like I can be hitting them with all three of them, but I cannot do anything meaningful if they're more than however much away. So definitely moving from Black Widow to her. I am not a sniper, so was not helpful with those flyers. But playing a bunch of Black Panther a couple mains ago, I really enjoy that the dash, and her dash is similar to his. They were just kind of like go straight through.
Yeah,
Wolverine has one as well, but she's got 2 charges of it. Black Panther is 1. Black Panther has a bunch of other stuff, like if you do a mark target, you get bonus health or whatever. Her special with the dash is it recalls your shuriken. Shuriken
Gives you bonus health the longer it's here.
to that. So some of the combos, and it was me in the character select screen again, watching those videos while I'm waiting for the game to start. Like, you want to be a great Psylocke? All right. So one of the things they said, their combos are throw that second primary fire, secondary fire, and then do your dash, so that can like one shot combo people. So
yeah,
I really like that as well.
Yeah. So she's awesome. I think she's a great, she's a fun character. I think she's a great, just, you want to get in there and just, if your team needs a DPS that can get some good damage. I don't know. I think she's a lot of fun. So Ken, you said you had a lot of fun playing her. I mean, Matt, you're probably not going to go back to her then, really, right? Other than
she's
Conquest?
like she's in my top 10
Nice. Okay.
characters that I rotate to.
Sweet.
Like it's been nothing new. I've played her casually ever since season 1 was because that was New York. When we got that really cool costume of her and like the
Oh yes.
like the dress and like the sick
yep.
hat and
Oh,
everything. I was
right.
like, oh, that's cool.
Gothic looking one.
Thank you. That initially got me to play her.
Nice. All right. Well, there you go. There's our Psylocke challenge. So next week, it's been requested, we are doing Jeff. So Jeffrey's coming to town next week. So we're going to try to get our games in.
Coming to town.
And we'll
Yummy.
We'll give you our feedback on Jeff.
We've got some big shoes to fill because we've got an array of Jeff mains on the Discord.
Yes.
Some who are
like battle Jeffs too.
Yeah, we've got battle Jeffs and then like
I don't think I've played Jeff at all this season. Outside, maybe I played him in like the big head mode or the clone mode because it like made us. But other than that, like he was one of the guys in the alpha and even season 0 I played a lot. Yeah. I haven't really touched him like at all. So I'm actually looking forward to this.
I have only played Jeff in the Christmas Christmas game. I've never played him in anything else.
Well, this is the week, so tune in next week as we
have time to talk about our Lord and Savior Jeffrey. Yes.
All right, guys. Well, let's move on here. We got lots of news to talk about. Let's move into our news segment that we call the Not So Daily Bugle News.
J. Jonah Jameson here.
All right. Well, we have a new patch that has come to the game, my friends, and and I know there is a lot to talk about with a lot of this stuff, but we're gonna start first, I think, with the return of the Season 0 Battle Pass. So they are bringing back Season 0, and they put out basically a message to everyone saying, "Hey, the alpha. It was a year ago," which was kind of crazy to think about. The closed alpha was a year ago, guys. I was trying to think like, was it really May? And I remember my son's graduation talking to a cousin that had come from out of town to see that and telling him about the game. So I was like, yeah, I guess it was. I mean, it's been a year.
Wild.
The alpha crashed my computer 1 year ago. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
I do.
It completely fried my sound.
Audio was all messed up. Yep.
Oh gosh.
It was crazy. But so the closed alpha has been out for a year, and to celebrate it, they're bringing back the Season 0 Battle Pass. So the way this is working is you can basically go in the store. It's available right now. You have to go to the what do they call it? The little Nexus part, I think is that where it is. You got to go to head to the Battle Pass interface, hit Nexus in the top right corner, open the Reality Link point, and you can purchase it there with
the
your
Reality Link.
Chronovium. It's 590 lattice to buy this. It's going to be available from May 15th to May 29th. And don't forget, if you do buy it, if you missed out on it the first time, that it will always be available to you then at that point. Now, we got to address the controversy, the quote-unquote gamer controversy, I think, in this, because, of course, there's been a lot of discussion.
Controversial? Never.
What do you guys think of this coming back? And hold on, before we even do that, let me preface this. There was a Dev Talk Volume 14 came out, and within that, they discussed returning Battle Passes. So they said that it will be available for a limited time. There are no free rewards in the Battle Pass, obviously, because it's not a free Battle Pass. You're buying it. All rewards will require the Luxury Battle Pass, and future Battle Pass returns might occur, but any such plans will span at least 2 seasons and be priced at a minimum of 20% higher than the original seasonal rate. So essentially that means like we just had season 1, I guess in season 3 then, because that would be 2 seasons later, season 4, maybe we could see the return of the season 1 Battle Pass, and rather than $10, it would cost $12. What do you guys think about returning Battle Pass? Now, Ken's, I will say, you're somebody who's always said, like, when it comes to skins, you hate when they pull them away, especially if they never come back.
I do.
So
I do. Yeah, I do like this. I think that this, I don't have a problem with this at all. I think that if you're going to, like the exclusivity of it, of something you're paying money for, I don't think that they need to just put make it something super special. What I do think that should happen, I do like some exclusivity in games, and I was here for that moment in games, I think is really special. I don't think it should be something you have to pay for. And so, for example, like a lot of the events, and so for like the Wolverine skin right now, that's in the game, or I think back to like World of Warcraft and like the opening of the gates of Anchorage, which was this like incredible had to be there moment. If you were not there for that to happen, like that was a one-time thing. And there's gear, there's items, there's memories and experiences behind that one moment. If you missed it, you missed it. But it's so like having something like that in the game of like, yeah, there was an event and like we defeated Dracula and we got a skin for that. And like, if you missed that skin playing through this free event to get that or whatever, then I think that's okay. But these battle passes, when they've said that, like their whole thing is like no FOMO, especially with the things that you pay for, I don't understand why this would not be a thing.
Yeah. Doesn't Overwatch, I remember like some of the icons I've gotten in Overwatch, like the player icons would be like 2022, 2021, whatever, and it would have like the year. So things like that I think are great, because that's an example of you had to be there at the time. Boom, but it's like, is, right?
I just don't like it. Like, oh man, like I was there and I paid money. Like that's all I did is I was present really and playing the game and paid money for a battle pass, versus the example I'm giving is like, yeah, I was there and I played, like I did a thing, I was a part of something. And I think of that more than a battle pass.
Like the alpha or the beta skins or the name cards from the alpha and the beta.
Yeah.
That white Scarlet Witch skin, man. Love it.
Keep those as, something exclusive to those experiences. I think other games already do this. Like Overwatch, this is what they do with their mythic skins. The new mythic, after the season that it's available, it goes away for 2 seasons and then it comes back. And they have that fully detailed in the game. It's like Reinhardt comes back in 2 seasons. Next season, this one comes back. And so they tell you, they're very upfront about it. I think a lot of people realize that they missed out on like the banger Mantis and Black Panther costumes available in this battle pass.
Doctor Strange is so good too, man. Like that Punisher skin. Whenever I play Punisher, that's my favorite.
And Hella's there.
Oh, that's good.
Hella too. Congratulations, you now get to pay money for them. That's all.
So, yeah.
real quick, just the controversy is like almost immediately, Matt, you sent us a tweet.
Oh my gosh.
That somebody put out, and this is what you see. It's like the gatekeeping of people like, oh, this is.
Let's
and then,
some context for that tweet. That tweet is not being serious. That tweet is a Fortnite meme.
Oh,
of
okay.
People memeing on Fortnite for the same exact thing.
It's like, I don't know. It's really strange watching, because that was the first thing I did is I dove into the comments like any sensible person. And I was like, oh, I need to see how toxic people are going to be. And it's kind of like well, what about the people who already paid for it? You know, when something paid is usually given away for free. It's like, you got to get it earlier than everyone else because you paid for it. Congratulations. The game doesn't owe you anything. You spent your money. That like they got you.
good job.
And now other people get it for free. If you could have had better impulse control, maybe you could have gotten it for free. Or if you enjoyed having it for this time, then that was money well spent. I don't know. It's just a lot of weird takes when it comes to stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the thing now is people are paying for it, but now they pay more. Yeah. So that, like, one thing you would think, like, something old, you would pay less for it, right?
Well, I think that just
how about
goes
the same amount?
The same amount?
I think it's fine, kind of going forward, because it's like, you know, that you have the option to get it for cheaper the first time, but like Mark said, you know, if it's $10, it'll be $12. It'd be different if it were like $20 versus $50. You know? I don't think they're ever gonna.
I think. Yeah, I think overall it's fine. You think about, like, why do they do season passes at all? That's to get people keep on playing their game, build those habits, get those addictions going, right? But then they say, okay, but if you don't finish it, you can earn points later, and basically you're going to be earning points towards that season pass instead of the new one that comes out. So if you say buy every 2, then you got 2 seasons to finish your passes. This one being a mini one, they said, right? Because it was only like a 4 or 6 week season.
Yeah.
My question is, they must start from 0 on the battle pass, like purple stuff, because they could have been earning points and got all the free stuff during season 0, right? So now if you buy it, do you
is
just
that stuff
go
unlocked?
and buy the is it all unlocked?
You know what? I don't know. That's a great question. I mean, I would assume, because in the write-up for it, they said there is no longer any free stuff. So I would assume if they were playing during season 0 and unlocked that free stuff, I mean, by that point they should already own it, right? So that stuff would already be unlocked. I guess the question is, if you were somebody who didn't play during season 0 and then you buy this, do you then have to use the little purple coins to unlock those things that were once free, but now it's going to take you longer to get through the pass? I don't know. Yeah. But either way, it's unlimited, right? It never expires, so you can just take your time. Once you finish up any other battle pass you buy, you can go and start working on that one. So people will.
So I think overall it's a good thing. I liked what was it, Halo or something did something like this, and I know I played Helldivers 2, and they had these kind of passes that came out, and buy whatever ones you want. You can use the points and get the ones you want and get the things that you want from them. I think that's all great, especially that you're paying money for it, and for anybody who has extra purple coins to spend, like Mark, as someone who keeps up with the game and plays a bunch, are you like halfway through the battle pass now?
I did just get the gallery card, so I'm on the next page. I'm on the Joe Fixit page right now.
Yeah, so I'm a little bit behind that, but it makes sense because we're coming up on next
halfway
0.5 season, right? Which excites me because we'll get to see something on Ultron maybe for next episode.
It is Ultron. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, but like, anyway. So we'll see.
Real quick here on the patch before we get to the big elephant in the room on this. They're adding a new feature for custom games. I don't know if you guys read this in the patch notes.
Oh yeah, that's sweet.
So this is pretty cool. So they're adding in Tournament Room, a new tournament advanced pan ban pick
Sir?
setting has been added
It's a family show.
as an option. So when you are making a custom game, you can actually put in the ban pick option in there now for your custom tournament. So that's pretty cool. I think that they're putting that in there because it wasn't in there before that you weren't able to do that.
Rivals Assemble Cup when?
So I think that yes, we got to get on that.
It'll
That'd be great.
one day.
Yep, someday, my friends. And then of course we got some other just things in there for the hero, some fixes, some patches, all kind of coming in. But let's get on to the kind of the big elephant in the room here, and this is something that the community has been going crazy over, and that is this new event that is coming. This is the Galacta's Gift event, and it is available now. So it's a small little event going on. I think it's 7 pages, or I'm sorry, 7 things. So it's going to take about 7 days to go through. Each mission is basically do 3 matches a day. Very easy one to complete. But one of the things that is coming in this is a Chrono Shield card, like a Chrono Shield token. It's actually at 2 spots too within this. So you get it at the 2nd mission and the 4th mission. And so you can get a total of 8 of these things. You're actually getting 4 of these. And essentially what it is it enables you to have one of these things active. And if you lose a competitive game, you will not lose points and not go down a level. Now, it has been confirmed by Rivals themselves because the community went insane when this came out, that it's only usable for gold and below. So this is not, you can't use this in Grandmaster or Diamond or anything like that. But with 8 of these things being out there for people, you can essentially, if you've been stuck in bronze, you can use one of these and start moving your way up. Now, before we talk about them, there is also an icon on there that says you can have a limit of 20 of these in your inventory, which immediately then everybody jumped to the idea that like, well, wait a minute, there's only 8 of these in the pass. How am I going to be able to acquire more? Obviously, the thought is that you would be able to buy these. The Rivals team has come out and said that you will not be able to buy these, although that took a little bit of time for them to come out and say that. I'm still under the impression that I think at least the original intention was to sell these, but they're saying right now that no.
Went back on it.
Yeah, I mean, everybody, this is kind of, like I said, this is kind of the hot topic. I've seen this on Reddit. There's YouTube videos out there, people going crazy over this, especially the people in the more deeper into the competitive scene. Although, to me, it's like there's such high levels that this wouldn't be anything that would even, I guess, cross their path. What do you guys think? Where do we want to start this conversation? I know, Kenz, you said you had thoughts, so I kind of want to throw it to you first.
Ken's is usually
make
like
me go
Ken's,
first.
I feel Ken's like sits back and like cradles his fingers, and you don't know what he's
the
ever
Mr.
going
Burns
to
of
say.
this.
And it's always just like,
Yeah. So Marvel Rivals is a great video game. And there have been countless W's that this team has thrown at us. And for me, I think this is the first big L. And that I do not see how this can be a good thing. And I think that the argument is their argument is that they want people to experience more of competitive. And what I think that they mean by that is bans when you get to bans in platinum, right? So let's put in a token, gold. Wow. Yeah, sure. Let's put in a token to help people get to gold, help them get their skin, and get to bans and experience the game the way it's supposed to be experienced. So if that's their goal, why not just have bans in bronze?
Yeah.
Why do all of this to push into that? I don't see a reason why they can't have the full competitive experience in a bronze lobby. Why are we putting these things in the game in order to get there? And as someone that will be obtaining these, and I don't know, I think you can turn them off. I don't think you have to use them.
I think you like activate it, I think.
So I mean, if I have them, I might as well use them. But at the same time, I am a very competitive person, and I I sometimes can get a little too wrapped up in a video game, in a what does this mean about me that I lost this round and things like that, and the integrity of like I know that I did well and I earned this. And so when you give me this, and it's and you kind of give me this like thing that helps me, it's the first thing that comes to mind is like when you're bowling and you got like the bumpers up, you know.
It is. It's
and
absolutely
like, that's what that feels like, and it's
Yeah,
like, yeah, I
full
got a
press.
strike, sweet, but like, did I really?
But it was bumper strike.
Did you hit the bumpers or did you stay in the middle?
I don't know. Like maybe I feel like it was
You got to
okay,
gold
and
asterisk.
that doesn't feel good, at least to me. You know, like it's just a me thing. I'm sure that, you know, I haven't really dug into the opinions of the community, but I have a hard time seeing this feeling okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm with you, man. That's to me, it's just kind of like I want to earn my rank, and it sure will give me maybe an easy path to do that by not, because one of the things for me, and I've said it before, I hate seeing those numbers go down. Like when I lose, that's kind of always been my like hesitancy to play in the competitive playlist, even though I hate to say this, but like I feel I'm pretty competent at the game. Like I feel that I could do good, but it's like, oh, I don't want to go in there because I can't always rely on who my teammates are going to be. And not that I say every time I lose it's the teammates, because believe me, there's a lot of times that it's my fault, and I'll openly admit when it's my fault, but sometimes you do just get stuck. So I could see this being the crutch for that. But in the same sense, it's like, what's the point of playing competitive if you're going to use this, other than really, because I'm trying to think, what am I chasing in comp? The only thing for me, and I've done it the last 2 seasons, is that skin. I just want to hit gold, get the skin, and I'm done with comp. Like I just want those skins. So it's
now
like,
it's going to be really easy.
well, but that's the thing. So like, what? Just give me the skin then. Let me just play like 10 comp matches and give me the skin. Like to me, number one, instead of this, let's do placement matches in general. Like that to me, like the Overwatch placement matches. Hell, Street Fighter 6, those placement matches were great. You go in there, you play 10 matches or whatever. They give you some easy matches, you get some hard matches. They kind of see where your elo is, and boom, then you're in your rank, and you just play.
That there was.
I wish they did that here.
Because I don't know if placement matches fixes this. I think it could, but it's almost like there needs to be another semi-competitive game mode where it's like you have quick play, which is just absolute nonsense. And I know we've kind of brought this up before, but if they could have like something in between to where like you must play this this middle ground competitive mode, you have to play, you can't go into competitive at all, you know, until you're like a certain level, just kind of like the same thing, but like you're doing it not in quick play, but in like, I don't know, small competitive. I don't know what you call it. Intermediate.
I don't know how you do it, man. I really don't.
It's like, and then when you get to competitive, you can do bands at bronze. So, but then again, I don't know why you need that either. Just go do competitive and put bands at bronze. So it's, I don't know.
I think you made some great points there. Why not just 10 games to get the skins? Yeah, I agree with that. Have bans right at the beginning. Yeah, because that's the way it's going to be when you get to the big leagues. We'll see if they do any of those changes. The one thing is, you need level 10 to start doing comp games.
I think it's 10 now. Yeah, they lowered.
So maybe you do.
Didn't they increase it? I think it went up. I think it was 10. I think they went up to, I want to say 12 or 15.
Okay.
Oh yeah, for level it did go up.
To join
so
comp,
I think
it's at least 15.
I think what they can do, instead of having like another mode to split the player base, you can say, okay, starting at level 8, you start practice comp when you go into comp. So that's only for people level 8 to 15 or whatever. And then when you get to 15, that's going to be your get ready for bans, get ready for this is the real thing. And then that way there's like a step, and then just base that on your level. So people are going to play that when they have to, but maybe it would be too small of a player base to support that. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Matt, what do you think of it, man?
So email your opinions to pod@rivalsassemble.com, including every point you think that I'm about to make and why it's wrong, because I'm the completely opposite frame of mind. I don't think it's a big deal. Full disclosure, I don't have I don't have much experience with competitive play, and it's not that important to me. I will be using these to get a skin if I decide to do that, because I'm not even sure that having these free passes, if you will, or this the bumpers. As someone who has no qualms about playing bowling with bumpers, it is what it is. I wouldn't bat an eyelash at it. I think it's a little hyperbolic to say. I've seen a lot of people saying it will create worse rank inflation and make it so much harder for the higher skill players to actually rank up. And my thought to that is, if you're such a good player, then I don't understand what the issue is. You just have to keep grinding like you've been grinding. I think maybe a lower amount would be fine. Instead of 8, give us you get 1 for the week, because I think too many is, I can see that being, it kind of loses its flavor, I guess.
Well, then just to stop you right there real quick, Matt, then what's with the limit 20?
I don't know. And they haven't talked about that. I don't know.
I'm interested to see. I think it's there right now. When you go in there, it still says limit 20, but I'm interested to see if that gets patched out.
Because maybe
That's
you can,
so many.
maybe you can bank them per competitive season.
Yeah.
And that's to say, maybe there's still the limit of having, you can only use say 8 within one competitive season or something like that, but you can have X amount in your, I don't know. But I think it's,
go ahead.
Being able to use them up through gold. There are 5 ranks above gold. If you're worried about bronze, silver, and gold, and think that you're a player who is well, I'm a diamond or a grandmaster player, and you're worried about the people who are the 26, nearly 27% of competitive players in Marvel Rivals are bronze. It's the largest rank in the game. Silver 11%, gold 13, just over 13%. And then above that, it's around 13 to 14%. Celestial is 6%. Eternity and One Above All, just under 2%. These, I can guarantee you, this will not make a difference for the bronze player who hasn't been able to climb in season 0 or season 1. They are not all of a sudden going to get to Grandmaster because of these free passes and sabotage your game. It is a game. And I appreciate, Kins, that you said that it's yes, I feel that some people do get too wrapped up in it at the end of the day. Unless you are a pro gamer, you're not making money on this. You haven't signed a contract working for a team. This is you, and that's a lot of this is why I don't take part in competitive play, because it's people with this attitude of they're going to ruin my competitive experience, when it's just then I'm going to go play against AI with 5 friends and do fun things, but try new fun moves.
And I think, though, some of the concern, though, is that now this, and I think if these are used like they're supposed to be used, and people are using them to, like myself or Ken's, I would see how you would use it. It's we're trying our hardest, doing what we can, and it's you get a loss, and it's crap, whatever. But you're going to have people that then just say, whatever, I can go in there and goof off in competitive, and then you have I may not have one of these tokens or these cards
you have that
active,
regardless, right?
But
you have people who leave, you have people, and match gets canceled.
Right, but now it's more, people are more apt to do it because there's no penalty for it. You know what I mean? So I think there's less of a penalty than there was before. And granted, yes, they can get banned and they can be timed out and all that. But now there's even more where they were losing rank, especially when it comes to you're in silver, you're in gold.
I think that's just the nature of gaming. you know how tilted I get sometimes. And
Oh yeah. Oh definitely.
In Overwatch, there was that time I got timed out for leaving because like I went through this phase where it's like if I backfill, I'm leaving a match. I don't want to take part in someone else's match. I want to start a match from the beginning. And like I got like suspended for 15 minutes or something.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see how it plays out. It can be easy to catastrophize and to be like, this is going to ruin the game.
Right.
I don't think it's a good idea, but is it really going to be that bad? I don't know. It's like we don't know what this is going to feel like. Initially, vibes are off, but I think we'll just kind of have to wait and see. I think that I like their goal. Like if their goal is to get more people in and to get more people the skin and get people into competitive and to experience what they want from competitive, great. I think that they need to do that. I don't think this is the right way to do it.
Yeah. Especially if they're going to sell it. They can't be selling.
Yeah. I think they saved skin there saying, oh, we just want to be clear. We're not selling these.
I mean, if they're selling it, it's literally pay to win. Like that's not even
absolutely.
Like there's no
and if
argument
that
to
happens, if that happens, it will explode. That will be It will be L after L after L after that. It's tough to come back from something like that when you're selling ways to rank up in competitive.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the initial reaction as well is coming from streamers and gamers who went very big with their reactions, and it was a lot of people wanting to. Yes, the people genuinely concerned about the game and preserving the experience that we've all enjoyed so far in these past few months, but then also those who are bandwagoning and just wanting to hop
Make
on
noise.
Drama.
Yeah. This kind of reminds me of I don't know if they still do it, but when I played Mortal Kombat 10, they had a purchasable token and it was 1 button fatalities or something like that. Like it was like, okay, you pay $2 and then you don't have to learn the inputs and you can just make it look good. I mean, that's more of a visual thing because you already have to play through the match, but just like these consumables that you pay for to just that game didn't matter. Let's it's a gimme, right? Golfers out there like, give me a mulligan here. Well, I'll go again. So
now
let me
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, and then just the flip side of it though is coming in this event. If you complete the whole thing, you get a costume coin, which is awesome, right? So they're giving us a free skin. So there's and you can go in there and pick whatever skin you want. Not any skin, but
more
it's like
that.
all of the season 0 and basically all the season 0 skins, right? Like they're in there. So
the initial launch.
That's
already
awesome.
bought them all. What about me?
Yeah.
But okay, real quick, and then we can move on. Would you have a problem with it? Because I haven't been a part. Another full disclosure: I've never been a part of a game that has had like a pay to win kerfuffle or problem. I remember there being that big problem with Battlefront 2 when it came out.
That was a big deal with that. Yep.
The cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've been in games where it's kind of become increasingly harder and harder to win, kind of like Marvel Future Fight. But would you have a problem, say, if it were like you could buy one of these tokens per season?
Yes. Never should you be able to pay for this.
Yeah, I agree.
Interesting.
The shield ones you're talking about?
Yeah, just get and save you like 1 match.
Yeah, nope.
Per season.
Oh, then what's the point?
All right. So again, figure out which costume you guys want to get by your token. Would you guys have any idea what costume you want to get?
I haven't looked at them. I'm not sure which ones are available.
I don't really want any of them. Like I got the ones that I wanted during season 0 and
well, to bring it back to our Jeff talk earlier, the pink fin one is one of the options. So
especially
maybe I'll have to get that
this week
with the challenge. Yeah, that's been a big
mm-hmm.
thing.
Good call.
Also, they show off the Green Scar Hulk, which I always
That's-
loved, like the Monster Hulk
Yeah.
version of that. Made me want to get that. And then they've got the Space Knight Venom. They've got the Magneto. I don't remember what you guys got last time, but maybe get the ones you didn't do. And then they also have the classic Wolverine.
Yeah.
Those are and the Mohawk.
Torn between Magneto and Jeff because I don't have Magneto.
I'm
either.
Magneto and Hulk because I picked up Storm with the last one.
So did I. Yeah.
And it was going to be Magneto. And then I'm like, oh, do I want to get Magneto? But then I'm like, And the thing about Hulk, like, I love the Monster Hulk, but it's like I'm literally on the Joe Fixit page, and I'm like,
right.
I'm just gonna get that Hulk skin. I want to rock that. So I don't know, but cool. We're getting it for free, right? I think it's awesome that they're doing that.
So this whole event is very Dreamthickle like.
Yep.
Right.
Oh,
That's
I guess
exactly
so.
how you got all
Yeah.
your Dreamthickle rewards. So play 3 games and then it resets every day, and a spray and stuff in there too, a couple of nameplates. But this is good. Yeah, it's fun, and giving you the choice of, what character you play. You can get a cool skin for them. Maybe the magic one I'll go for. We'll see.
Reminiscent of the Alpha too. You guys remember the Battle Pass that was in the Alpha? It was
just like this.
It was just left to right.
Straight line.
Yeah, it wasn't the big
Oh yeah,
scroll on the side. So, yep.
cool.
Bringing it back to that. Let's see. We also have, as usual, some new skins announced for this week. I believe they are available live right now in the shop, and this is one for the Punisher and for Namor. It says, "Avenge your loved ones with honor. Seek vengeance and reclaim your pride as the Punisher's Danganronpa and Namor's Retro X uniform costumes. When it comes to family, nothing stands in their way." This Punisher one, this is the Peach Momoko one.
That's what I was gonna say. It looked like that concept art that we
Yep.
were
Yep.
looking at.
So it says, Frank Castle preserves through tragedy. Frank Castle, the foreign traveler, initially set out to explore the world, but his journey took a tragic turn during a family outing in Kirasaki Mountain when Orochi, the great snake, devoured his loved ones. From that moment, this once ordinary man was irrevocably transformed, his eyes forever haunted by his losses. Now known as the Danganronpa, he wields a modified Tangashima and has a sworn blood oath: wherever evil lurks, my bullets will be the fire that purges the darkness, for only punishment awaits those that harm those that can't defend themselves.
It's not anachronistic at all.
Oh, man, like right now I got it up on Twitter, and just seeing when his ultimate pops. Have you guys seen the video of it, like in motion? It looks ridiculous. It's awesome. Like, the skin is sweet. Any interest in picking this one up? Anybody gonna? Matt, come on. You're thinking about it, Matt. I know you are.
I'm thinking about it. I just don't.
You don't play Punisher.
I'm thinking about it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm just thinking about it.
It's Peach
I think-
Momoko.
Yeah, I think
love
they're a bit early because he's going to be showing up like this in the comic next month, right? I think.
Yeah, well, they have the Luna Snow one in the Battle Pass is the Peach Momoko, and I believe the Spider-Man and the Penny in the Battle Pass are also Peach Momoko. So maybe they're just spreading it out to create more hype.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they are going to be in that comic that's coming out, right?
Allegedly, yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll see when that. Well, I mean, this will still be for sale at that point, so see if that hype feeds some sales.
Yep. Let's see that.
I think
more.
the costume at the front where his skull is looks a little goofy.
Yeah, the skull does in the front. I agree.
It's like homemade craft kind of thing. So, and then
I can
even
see it
the-
being. I feel like it's very accurate. It is when we see the whole thing, it'll be very accurate to the art. But I could see that being hard to translate, especially given that art video put out this week that I know you're going to mention. The way they talked about like textures and things like that, hard to translate into game, having the same kind of like a stylistic pull, if you will.
yeah.
Yeah. Let's see the Namor skin. It says the Avenging Sun puts his allies first. I'm not used to having so much of my body covered. Is this the cost of camaraderie? Make a splash and drown the battlefield with Namor's Retro X uniform as he embraces his mutant origins for his allies. Kenz, were you going to say something about this skin?
Oh no, I was looking up what a Tanegashima was because that was a new one for me. So
Yeah.
You know Tanegashima.
I love these Retro X uniforms skins,
Yes.
man. They're
so good.
they're so good.
The shoulder pad, like the epaulets or
Yeah.
whatever. Not epaulets, shoulder pads.
Yeah.
Pauldrons.
Pauldrons.
this might be my favorite Namor skin.
That's cool.
Yeah.
His
said-
his fade, like his like the haircut.
His haircut?
Come on,
yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
guy.
He's serious. He hits up the barbershop for sure.
Looking
Fine.
pretty
I think-
good. Looking
I
pretty
think
good.
this is great. I like
His
this.
weapon is sick.
Yeah, I also like. There's like this X-Men logo that shows up in the video. Looks. I don't know if this is or like even in the background of it. Is this tied to this event that's going on now? It kind of looks like those voting tokens.
It says the X-Men.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Very cool skin, though. Both available in the shop, or should be, I think, right now, right? Probably as we're recording this. By the time you hear this, they should both be available. Let's see. We also had Art Vision Volume 2. Matt, you had mentioned just a little while ago. Yet again, another 20-minute video. I think this was 20-plus minutes. Very cool. I definitely recommend people go out there and watch this. This got into a lot of the branding, right? I think is what this one was kind of diving into. Any comments or anything on this one?
I thought it was really interesting how this is probably about like 12 or 13 minutes in. They were talking about shading and textures and how it kind of harkens back to if you watch the first Artist Vision where they talked about the style that they wanted to do, which was more comic influenced, but like their own type of thing. Just really interesting choices that they made so that not only the art style, that it would look consistent, but feel isn't necessarily the right word. Like like it looks like it would feel.
Right.
That makes
Like
sense.
you said, texture,
surfaces
right?
and, yeah, stuff like that. Really interesting how they talked about that.
Yeah. These are awesome. You know, I love any glimpse into the behind the scenes of a game. And I think, you know, what we really saw in the last one carries over to this of just how much thought went into the design of literally everything in this video game, not just the characters, but the way the backgrounds, the way the logo looks, the way when they show a skin, the things behind them, the swooshes to keep it all in line with the way the logo goes. It's incredible, man. Like this is something that, and look, hey, I'm not a marketing student. I didn't go to school for marketing, so this may be somebody that is into marketing. And that I'm sure, you know, a lot of this is things that maybe you do every day.
Goes into everything. Yeah.
But to get a glimpse into it it's great. Yeah, go watch this video. Very, very cool. Let's see. We also have the Marvel Rivals Ignite 2025 tournament, which I think we had this announced like a week or two ago. Yeah. But we now have more details. So beginning essentially today, as of this recording, you can begin to register for this tournament. You have to, and now, is this only on PC? Do you guys know? Because everywhere that I see to register, it says to secure your spot in the Ignite competition, simply enter the Marvel Rivals PC platform. And then it says, here's a step-by-step guide on how to do it. So if you go over to, it's actually at marvelrivals.com. You can find the link over there. I think they even have the link over on their Twitter story for this. But it is a $3 million prize pool. There's going to be a $500,000 mid-season final and a $1 million grand final coming in this.
Wow.
Yeah. So stage one's the open qualifiers begin, I guess, on the 21st of the month. And then there's registration for the second part, which will be 26th through the 28th, which with the qualifiers opening up for that. And yeah, this is pretty awesome. This is the Rivals team really jumping into the competitive side of the game. How you guys feel about this? What do you think, man? Like, are we here now? Is this like NetEase jumping in and saying we're going full in esports now? I mean, they already had their little in-game tournaments going.
Yeah.
But this is $3 million, dudes. This is $1 million for the grand finals. This is a big deal, right?
Yeah, this is crazy. I think they'd have to do the PC They have to pick one, right? I don't know how they would do
Yeah.
both with there being no crossplay.
It makes sense to do PC only.
I mean, there needs to be some representation for console too, but it'll be a cool one to check out. I will not be participating.
I think you do have to be what does it say, Grandmaster, I think, to even get into this. Grandmaster 3,
not even,
I believe.
not even close.
Yeah.
So I can't use my Chrono Shield tokens
No,
to rank up
sir,
to get
you
into
cannot.
this.
You cannot.
So what they did last time, it was split by console, split by server as well, or like area, right? They
Right,
had
yeah.
Oceania,
Region,
region. There you go. Thank you. So this one, it doesn't make any mention of that. So this is for everything, and maybe that's why they did it, because they have to split all those prize pools for each console and region, PC versus console. So that's what it was, 10 different tournaments kind of thing. And now it's just one tournament. They can put all the money in, and they've been making bank on all these battle pass and costume sales. So they're like, oh, well, we can throw $3 million back, just give it back to the community. Easy.
Yeah, and I mean, this kind of goes back to the token, if you want to say, like, people that are going to be competing in this tournament, they didn't use those tokens to get to where they are to be able to sign up for it. So if anything, I could see that as being the argument to be like, come on, let's not worry about that. But you got to be Grandmaster.
Let's be real. They didn't. Nobody who's going to be playing this tournament would ever have needed those.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah.
Nope. But yeah, very cool, man. They're kind of doubling down here into the competitive side of the game, which I think is just awesome to be able to see that. But head over to, like I said, MarvelRivals.com. You can see the sign up over there or all the details on how to do that, but you actually have to do it within the game over on PC. Finally, here this week, we had the final issue of this run so far of the Rivals Infinity comic. We had issue 12 release, and once again, a Rivals Infinity comic is out. What are you guys feeling about this? I know we didn't. I actually read it literally right before we went on.
Same.
Here. I'm going to be honest with that. But
I'm reading it right now.
What do you think, Matt? I know you read it, I think, a little bit more before us. What do you think?
I am sad that the glimpses of greatness that we had in this arc were not taken advantage of, and that this issue felt like they needed to cauterize a wound because it was so quickly wrapped up without much explanation or cleaning threads or whatever colloquialism you want to put in there. Another art style I felt like another couple art styles I feel like we hadn't gotten yet, which was confusing. Like even looking at the cover here.
Look at the cover. It's terrible.
Well,
it's terrible.
I don't feel like terrible is a fair word to use, because can you do this, Mark?
I can't at all. No.
So this is, I feel like a better.
Okay, you're right. You're right.
The better gauge is there's been no consistency, and this is not the type of art that we would like to see in this setting.
Yeah.
Right. Because we do want to be respectful to the artists who worked on this, because they got the gig and they got paid for it. They're working in professional comics, so they're not bad. All of that to say, having been through the comic writing and editing process myself, working with creators on the indie book that I did, and having experienced like my scripts start as one thing and then turn into something else, I don't even know if it's on, the team to say they just didn't put in the work to make this good writing, because the writing could have very well been there. And then at editing, it got pared down into something that feels uninspired, that it's not a cash grab because it's free, but just feels like content for content's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you get what you pay for. It's almost like the writing, like there's not any writing. It's just
It felt AI generated.
that was
Wow.
exactly what I was about to
Yeah.
say. You know, it's like there's just no. It's just a nothing burger. You know, and the ending, like the bones of it is good though. Like everything that's happening right now is interesting. I'm interested to know what's going on. I used to be at the beginning of this. It was such a cool combo of like you had the in-game war, then you had this comic, and they were kind of going back and forth, and it was like almost would get more excited for the comic than I would the in-game war because I could see it, you know, and I could kind of flip through it. And now it's like, man, now I just want more of the in-game war again because it actually gives me something to like chew on. Whereas this is just they show up and I don't know that I could tell you what happened. Like Ultron was there and then he's not, and then it's over.
His head
and they
got cut off, and
they didn't watch Zombieland and they forgot that they needed to double tap.
Namor and
And-
Jeff were playing at the beach during the
What
biggest
is this?
They
fight?
wish they were. Yeah.
What?
But good thing Rocket came back because Rocket had his revive machine here, and it brought Magic back, and Magic got to do the 360 no scope.
Let me ask, like, Magic full on got her neck snapped by Ultron.
Is that what it was?
and
Yeah.
then she respawned,
And rezzed by Rocket.
crazy.
right? Okay. Okay, I'm just so I'm clear that that's what happened and I'm not crazy.
Yes, this is a huge moment, right? And
Yeah.
it's like just a quick little scroll, you know.
He literally
One
rises
panel.
up into the air with her. You see the crack, like KRK or like whatever it is, you know.
KRAK, yes.
The verbiage. And I was like, huh? And then you see the ad for Rockets Revive Barrage thing, whatever. It's like, oh, thank
BRB.
goodness. But yeah,
I don't
You're
know.
so stupid.
I would still
Ultron.
recommend if you have Marvel Unlimited, check these out. You know, because you are a player of Rivals. I wouldn't say this is the selling point for Marvel Unlimited. So like, I wouldn't
your
say
kid will love it.
who would.
Maybe
Your
Oh,
kid,
no.
not the part where Magic gets got.
I think
Okay.
your kid will just love the Jeff comics that are in Marvel Unlimited.
Jeff comic, and now there's Marvel Meow as well. That's a big hit here.
Yeah. I mean, Marvel
cat.
Unlimited is great. So you should just have Marvel. If you're playing this game and you like Marvel heroes and characters, you should have Marvel Unlimited regardless. But yeah, so I don't know. You know, we'll see where the story goes from here. I will say these last 6 issues though, blending them with the in-game lore has been cool. Hopefully they can
Yeah.
learn from that and continue that moving forward, and maybe do a little bit better with the writing, I guess, moving forward. Matt, I mean, when you just said this seemed like it was AI generated, like that's the perfect. I mean, and I don't mean that really as an insult. I hope that's not an insult. To
There was
anybody, but, like,
no
just-
emotion. There
Yeah.
was no motivation.
I think it's exactly what you said, but I don't think it's necessarily the writer's fault. You know, I
Yeah.
think that either they're giving a very low bar
yeah.
to try to hit, or they are doing more and it's getting torn apart.
Yeah, I think that they're very limited because they want the in-game lore to happen in-game, maybe.
It is a regular occurrence that in the professional setting that I'm in multiple areas, like I've experienced it before, where the work that you turn in and the work that is disseminated is not the same. And then when someone comes to question you about it, it's like, I didn't write that. That is something completely different, and I won't answer for it.
That sucks.
I think the other part is too, like the in-game lore writing is so good,
Yeah,
and you're
Give
like,
me just-
absolutely.
Honestly,
give us a comic of those
Do
short
that.
stories.
Use
Yeah.
those words, you make some art. Just-
when will we
With
take
bubbles
those
where they're
words
saying that.
and write
Yeah.
that?
Like the Magneto one would have been incredible.
oh,
like,
dude,
I mean,
imagine.
come on, let's do that. What are we doing?
Don't feel the need to do a 6-issue arc. Give me like the
No filler. I'll kill her.
what's the like, it's not the adult Marvel line, but what was it, like Marvel Knights? Give
Marvel
me like
Knights.
the give me the Marvel Knights issue where it's just Cap and Magneto, and you give me that one issue per season. Then you can work on you can work and know that all you have to do is produce one thing. Then you can get your consistent artists, then you can get your consistent writers. Where if it doesn't align with what we expect, then it's be like, well, this didn't seem like their writing style anyway. So what happened? If, so-and-so wrote this, this isn't their work. This is weird.
Dude, I think I have almost all of the, was it Punisher Marvel Knights? I think I almost have that whole run. Those books, if you've never read any of the Marvel Knights books, they're awesome.
So what's the?
They're just badass. They're just like violent.
They're like the mature comics, basically.
They're like how the Netflix shows were the Marvel Netflix shows, and then they weren't on Disney Plus or anything. I guess Disney Plus didn't exist at that point, but it's that gap difference. Like there's Ms. Marvel that's all upbeat and everything, and then there's go watch Daredevil, and he's literally just smashing people's heads in, and there's blood everywhere. Like that's Marvel Knights. Crazy.
And it's nights like a medieval night, or not daytime.
It's not. It's just called Knights, but there's no like theme to it.
Yeah,
the line was just called Marvel Knights.
Yep.
Okay.
And it was just like Daredevil and Luke Cage.
Yep.
Cool.
All right. Well, let's move on here to our lore segment that we call the Cerebro Files. All right. Well, this week, my friends, we are talking about Psylocke. That's right. It's a Psylocke week. Not only did we have Psylocke for our challenge, but we are also giving you a nice little lore dump on Psylocke. So, Matt, I'm going to let you go ahead and take it away.
Okay, so what do you guys know about Psylocke? Just throw it at me.
X-Man.
X-Man?
Okay.
Energy things.
Wasn't much, but I did watch a few videos this week to learn a bit more about her. Had not heard of her until she was announced as a Marvel Rivals.
Lockheed.
Oh, my Lanta. Nope.
I know her as Olivia Munn.
I know that.
And
yeah, that's right, yes.
That's
Ow.
Where's that? Where's she that in?
X-Men Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Never saw it.
Former Aaron Rodgers' girlfriend.
Current John Mulaney wife.
Really?
There you go.
Yeah, there's that.
No good segue there, but okay, there you go.
So, if you're expecting me to talk about Elizabeth Betsy Braddock as Psylocke, the X-Men who born in Britain with her twin brother Brian, who becomes Captain Britain, and then she becomes, in comics today, she's actually not Psylocke. She is now Captain Britain, still wielding this magic, or not magic, well, comics, psychic energy sword. If you're expecting me to talk about the Psylocke who is Betsy Braddock, who swapped bodies with a Asian assassin named Kwanan, who is dark haired and is famous for this blue suit that we know with the red sash. That's not who I'm talking about right now.
Oh,
because that is not the Psylocke in this game.
Really?
Yeah. Although, if we do want additional Psylocke lore, I can provide that.
That's all my research went into those. I'm like, yes, I know.
So
all
Neil, you're
yes,
completely out of loop.
When Betsy Braddock is actually a fantastic character study. Famously been with her big romance in the comics is Warren Worthington, the third angel, Archangel of the X-Men. Big moment in comics when he turns into Archangel and their whole breakup and
Metal wings.
That Psylocke has a lot of links to magic, and because her father is an otherworlder, basically, and her family was all born to basically provide him an heir to this otherworld throne. She has an older brother, all that fun stuff. They're rich. She's a blonde white woman who now has purple hair. She's great. Don't get me wrong. But we're not going to talk about her. We're going to talk about Psy, who is the Psylocke in Marvel Rivals, who makes her first appearance. Actually, and I just shut out my
Demon
notes.
Days?
So that is the first arc that she's in, but she makes her first appearance in King in Black #4 because
That's recent.
there's a B story, which was a preview to this Demon Days comic. And so this is her first full appearance is in Demon Days X-Men, which is Peach Momoko. If you are watching live, you can see the style. Super, like I love the artwork on it. Demon Days was this 5-issue series that explores, basically it's the tale of Kurosaki Mountain, which Mark brought up earlier when talking about the new Punisher skin. And so basically this is Sai, S-A-I, like the weapon. She is a wandering swordsman. She's a sword for hire, and traveling along with her is her wolf dog, Logan. And they come into this village on Kurosaki Mountain. Well, I guess a little bit of backstory. This is a world where humans and the yokai and the oni, these spirits that sometimes are up to no good, but for the most part, the oni live in peace with the humans. Basically, what happens is these spirits, some people might say demons, are what's the word? Persecuted for who they are, what they are. They look big, they look ominous, they look scary, but the thing is, they're cool and they're peaceful if humans live in peace with them, if there's that mutual respect. And so in some cases, they become protectors of these villages. And so this one Oni, known as Hulkmaru, aka the Red Hulk, an Oni in the forest, since humans are expanding their reach, the Oni are running out of food. And so these demon type creatures come into the city looking for food. Conflict starts because people think that the town is being invaded. And that kind of happens here. Sai meets Suki, a girl living in the neighborhood, and she says, "You know what? If you're dealing with an Oni, I can kill it. I'm a swordsman. I can do that." But they find out there's a bigger threat because Orochi has invaded and infected the temple in the town. And Orochi is an evil Oni who the townspeople refer to as Venom, who is a snake yokai.
Yeah.
And the visuals this is one issue. The visuals are stunning in this book. If you like any of the costumes that Peach Momoko has inspired in Marvel Rivals, please check out this book. This is issue 1 of the arc, Demon Days X-Men, where Sai debuts. And then throughout the rest of the arc, we find at the end of the issue, it's basically like a little girl reading a story, the tale of Kurosaki Mountain. And it turns out she is an Oni herself who has had her memories erased, and she's in present day Japan, and Black Widow is like serving the family undercover, keeping tabs on her because she's been hired by another Oni who needs Oni blood to survive. And
Whoa.
Peach Momoko knocks it out of the park. If you like Demon Slayer, this is your vibe. Like,
Nice.
it's so good. The Venom art is disgustingly good. The Red Hulk art, so good. The colors, everything is fantastic.
Looks kind of like bloody too, right? Like violent. Even though it's
not super. It's violent, but it's not like
realistic.
Yeah, it's a lot of Peach Momoko's art like leans towards the more fantastic, and like surrealism almost. So you won't see a decapitation and like veins shooting out of the person's neck or anything.
Okay.
It'll be artfully done. And what's really cool is she wrote and provided art for this. and then the amazing colorists came in and did their work as well. Peach Momoko started out as in the Marvel Stormbreakers program. So basically think like people who join fellowships, like, oh, this person is a fellow at such and such university. It's a program where they go join and, develop use
cool.
their special set of skills. To gain more expertise in their field. And so basically it's this program where Marvel takes in great writers and artists and like lets them focus on their bank of characters because they think that they're going to go big places. And after I think this was 2019 or 2020, after this, Peach Momoko since then she's signed an exclusive contract with Marvel. She's the main artist and writer on Ultimate X-Men right now.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And her art style is so easily distinguished from others. But with Sai here, very much the lone rover. We don't have much on her. She only has one other comic appearance other than this book, and that is in the end of the Krakoa arc of X-Men. I think the Rise and Fall of X, I believe it is, number 5. I could be wrong, but then she's just seen as an astral image. Jean Grey is the Phoenix, and the Phoenix is summoning like all the power of mutants. And there's this fantastic panel where everyone shows up behind her. Not everyone, but they do this huge splash page with all these mutants that show up behind her, and Sai is one of those.
Very cool.
So we don't have a lot on her, but
I mean, she did go 37-4-0 in a match this week at some point, I can say.
So I think this is one of the things where we have a relatively unknown version of the character, but then you do have the Quanon, the suit that Quanon as Psylocke is famous for, with the blue suit that we got in game. Then we have the retro suit, which is the yellow and blue as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think we're going to see a lot more of that. Yes, it's easier to do because all 3 of the women who have taken the name Psylocke are similar build, similar, so it's easier to get away with, doing multiple skins, multiple iterations of the character. Where if you have a character who's trying to be male or female, or other, if they don't identify by those markers, it could be a more interesting challenge to developers. But I personally think it would be cool to see like Psylocke skins in the future, be her current Captain Britain skin in the comics, which with a 6 suit of armor and a full-on like broadsword made of her. It's not katana anymore. Think like Excalibur, but made of psychic energy.
Cool.
That's
cool.
what Betsy Braddock wields as Captain Britain.
It's got to be coming with this game. Like they're tapping not only old comics, but they're things that are current. I could easily see them doing that. That's awesome.
So that is it's super easy to catch up and read everything about Psylocke on Marvel Unlimited. 3 issues. And then, I mean, Demon Days is 5. Sai's not in all of them, but it's a great art. I think it's cool that they took a chance on a new iteration of this character. Like even Penny Parker has more appearances in comics than Sai does.
That's crazy. Wow.
But yeah,
I did see
that was a thing.
Yeah, I did see that there's a new Psylocke solo series that's, I don't know if it's still going on, but it just has 3 issues in Marvel Unlimited right now. It just started end of last year.
Yeah,
so I was going to check that out, but that
is Quanon, who is now, she's taken the name Psylocke for herself. At one point, her and Betsy Braddock switched bodies, and then they switched back famously.
Okay.
And so
Freaky
now
Friday?
she's like, más o menos. And so now she's like owning the name for herself. And that's kind of like how Laura Kinney X-23 now is the Wolverine.
Right.
Logan largely goes by just Logan now.
Old man.
Yeah. So yeah, Marvel trying some fun new things with characters.
That's awesome.
But if you do want to dive into the Betsy Braddock Psylocke, there is no shortage of good books. I highly recommend Extreme X-Men. Gosh,
It's like very old character, right? Like
not super old, but like
70s.
70s. Well, I say not super old when that could be very old to people. Yeah.
What?
Like 50 years ago.
Well, consistently in my mind,
those
thinking that
very
it's
old people.
1999.
What are we doing here? I mean, I'm not 50 yet, but
The 1900s. Who was born in the 70s? But
that's pretty close.
what else? Thinking off the top of my head, some Betsy Braddock comics. The last Excalibur comic during the Krakoa era. She's Captain Britain, leading the basically British superhero team Excalibur, and it has a lot more to do with like magic and connections to Merlin and things like that, which is really cool. Like checks a few boxes for me at least. There's also a really great prose novel trilogy called The Chaos Engine, which is basically the Tesseract, the Cosmic Cube. In each book, someone else gets a hold of it and reshapes the world to their liking. So it's the Chaos Engine trilogy. There's one for Doctor Doom, one for Magneto, and I think Red Skull. Just solid. I think they came out in the late 90s, early 2000s. Great books if you actually want to read like a book, fiction novel.
Right.
Stuff.
That's
Nice.
cool.
She's one of the main characters.
Cool. All right. Well, next week, Matt, you're not going to be here with us next week.
Right.
And we are going to have some lore on Thor. So the
Thor
lore. Thor
Lore.
lore. And yes, we're gonna try to fill those shoes, Matt. We're gonna see if we can
Oh,
get it.
3 of us equal 1 Matt.
no.
Hey, I don't count me in that because I'm not big on Thor. So this will definitely be a Neil
when
and
in doubt,
Ken's.
just keep talking. That is my So I actually don't know if anybody actually likes what I have to say, or if they're just like, oh wow, he's talked for a long time, he must be good.
We get lots of positive feedbacks on, and there's somebody that they said they missed having the timestamps in there because they go to the dump first. They want to get their lore
It is a
fixed.
great way to get started.
And you know what
Yeah.
though? We don't actually create those. That's
Yeah,
Spotify.
that's not us.
That's Spotify that just does that. So
Yeah, I think
You
it's
don't have to
Same,
tell them
it's the
that,
same
Mark.
AI that's writing the Marvel Infinity comic is also
Yeah.
writing our
writing
writing our
AI.
timestamps.
yeah, but it's
And-
pretty good though because remember that one time it just said Matt's dump.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so-
what that section's called.
That's
Yep.
subjective.
Matt's
That-
dump.
And so will this section once they put that in. I think when we don't have the bumpers, it gets confused. They're like, "Oh, where's your bumpers?" That's where we.
Yep, that's probably
That's
it.
where they- But,
Tip
but
your
anyway,
bumpers.
so yeah, Thor next week. Ken's and I will tag team it. We'll see what we can
Lore.
do there.
What you can come up with. All right, well, let's move on here to our final segment, the part of the show where we get you involved that we call What Ifs. All right, well, don't forget you can always email us to pod@rivalsassemble.com or, like we always say, head on over to Spotify and under the latest episode, leave us a comment there, leave us your question there, or you can also join our Discord and in our What Ifs channel over there, leave us a question just like Get Good Gibby did. And they said, hey guys, love the podcast. I listened to it after my long Friday at work on my 2-hour drive home. I have a question for the pod. With the addition of Emma Frost, we haven't really seen that much teased in season 2. But if you go to Rocket's MVP screen, we see what appears to be Ultron or one of his bots get blown up. Could this be the version of Ultron we play, or do you think they're going to tease/leak a different hero? So I think haven't we seen a picture of Ultron, like what that Ultron's going to look like
in the game.
They have I don't think we've seen it in game. They did show it whenever they were like, hey, Ultron's coming, you know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we saw that there.
But we do know the Ultron that it will be is it's going to be like the OG Ultron, right? Like because this Ultron that's coming to Krakoa is from a different chronoverse, you know.
Right.
It's like and with the goal of getting Cerebro and taking over everything, and then once they realize that this is not going well, they decide, well, how do we beat Ultron? We beat Ultron with Ultron, and then Tony Stark goes to reactivate his Ultron that will fight with us for a bit.
Fight him. You think that's what that map is going to be? Because we know.
Are we getting a map?
We're definitely getting a map. Yeah, there's going to be a map coming here in the second half of the season, and it looks like, from looking at the images, not images, the trailer, I guess, if you want to say, it looks like it is like a cyber futuristic city. So I'm almost wondering if there's going to be basically the two Ultrons like battling kind of within that.
Yeah.
You know, think about how with Central Park, you know, we had the whole point was to Ratatasker kind of he was our convoy.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing him through. I wonder if it's going to be something with the two Ultrons.
Bring the
Ultron bomb.
But like Ultron's a playable character where Ratatasker was not, so
True.
Ultron can't be the.
Give me Ratatouille.
Maybe have the bots
That'd be
fighting in
cool.
the air. Maybe, I don't know.
That would be really cool to see that. Just have that in like the skybox.
I don't need
Ultron's
a whole
going
new
crazy.
map. Just give me the war-torn Krakoa. You've given me
like
Hellfire.
Oh, that would be cool.
Give me post, like Krakoa in ruins. Same layout, same levels, same everything.
Yeah.
But drones laying down everywhere, like smoke,
Cool.
and debris, and
Yeah. Yeah, for some reason I thought in that trailer that we saw that you could see that it was like the city. I don't know. Let's see. Next question comes to us from Mark Asbury, and he says, "Hey guys, I don't know if this has been asked before, but what other holiday skins would you like to see? Me personally, an eagle-headed Captain America skin for 4th of July would be amazing." Which we kind of got that, right? In the Falcon skin, right? I mean, it's more of a mech suit, but it definitely has kind of the eagle and the horn, the beak, and all that is on there.
Yes, the horns
That's
on the
fun
eagle.
now.
Mm-hmm.
Close enough.
That famous phrase, mess with the eagle, get the horns.
The talons. I'm sorry, Matt. The large talons. Give me a leprechaun rocket skin. That's what I want.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
That's
St.
what I
Patrick's Day.
With a pot of gold. He throws a pot of gold down. There's your revive. Boom. Give me it.
I feel like when we get to Halloween, they're probably going to have a lot of fun with it.
That was me too. Yeah, give me pumpkins, give me pumpkin heads, give me
Groot Pumpkinhead.
Yeah.
Well, there's
Which
that
hat?
Which hat,
there's that
Wanda?
actual villain that's Jack.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Ghost Rider fights him a lot.
Yeah, he was in the Venom thing as well. The Venom War of
us
Asgard.
Hobgoblin.
It's also when we can get that's also when we
Hobgoblin,
can get Hobgoblin who's throwing the pumpkins.
Ooh, yes.
Oh,
think
we
that
need
sounds
Green
good.
Goblin in the game. That would be great.
Here in Canada, here's your Canuck corner of the day. We have Victoria Day long weekend.
Who's she?
Captain Britain, Victoria, the Queen, a couple queens ago. So give us Captain Britain, right? We're just talking about
Yeah.
talking
Good,
about
yeah.
them.
That'd be sweet.
That'd be cool. We also call it the May 2-4 because usually it's a weekend of heavy drinking, and yeah, I guess you know how you had the dad Soldier 76. Give us something like that for our holiday. Get one of the guys.
I got hungover Captain Britain.
There you go, hungover Captain Britain for May 2-4. There you go.
Give us a Spider-Man emote, like laying flowers down for May 31st. Norman Osborn
Oh.
Day,
What is that?
the end of May.
Oh no.
It's gonna be May.
It's not though.
We got another one here
Well,
from
anyways.
Max Horn. This one says, there's no way you won't talk about the Chrono Shield cards, which are designed exactly like the rename cards that you can buy in the store. So NetEase was definitely going to sell that if the feedback wasn't so against it.
Delete the podcast just so we can be we can say that no, we didn't talk about it.
Yeah, what are these?
So
what do you-
instead, and we actually did talk about his question, though, I would like to know which skin you'll get with the costume coin. I think there's a couple that weren't in the Venom set. So I'm Magneto or Hulk. I'm still on the fence. I don't know which one.
It's the white Magneto, right?
No, it's the one with like the bigger horn. I guess he's got the helmet kind of goes up. It's just
Yes, mess with
Master of
Magneto. Get the
Magnetism?
horn.
Yeah, Max.
Yes.
Magnetism. The one where he's like walking down the stairs with the. Is that the one? Or,
Stairs
no,
he's
that's
walking.
that's the primary one. It's the
well,
one with
it's the
big
one
X.
where with the X. But again,
Yeah.
with these costume coins, you don't get the MVP screen or any of that. It's just the costume. So that Magneto, I want for the MVP screen, but you don't get the MVP screen with the costume. You just get.
But
the
it would
costume.
be at a reduced price
It would, yes.
to get the bundle or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I talked about it before of the ones I was looking at. Space Knight Venom, but I do have the orange one. Magneto would be good too. What was the I didn't get the Wolverine because I went with the Captain America one with my last token. So I might get that Wolverine one.
Yeah.
Like the classic.
I bought the Wolverine like early on.
Yeah.
It's classic, man. It looks so good.
Looks I think it's better than the base skin for sure.
Yep. Anybody else? No?
I have to look at it. Nothing that's tingled my jingles yet.
It may be based on who wins this vote this week.
It's true. Yeah, just so
Oh
you-
yeah.
Is the Swordmaster skin in there for
It
Iron
is,
Fist?
actually it is.
Yeah, I'll be getting that.
Yeah.
I'll be getting that then.
Now that you mentioned that, now that's a good one to get to. I might
Yeah.
get that. It's pretty good.
What was
Let's
that?
see. Next one comes to us from Cyclist JP. Question for the pod. What would you like the devs to hone in on in the future in terms of game development? Examples, but not limited to. Permanent game modes, such as Mystery Heroes.
Yes.
Matchmaking improvements, or game bugs, hit registration, and crashes. Definitely Mystery Heroes. Give us that as a permanent game mode in the game. Yes, yes, and yes.
I think more frequent oops all Jeffs. Like
Yeah, I don't know. I think like just focus on the new heroes and the new maps and the stories. I know that's not an option here, but that's what I want them to focus on.
What's the mode in Overwatch with the robot pushing the barrier? What's it called?
Oh, that's a cool one. Like a neutral.
I love
pushback.
number one. I just enjoy convoy in this game more than domination, definitely. And I mean, convergence kind of combines the two, but I just prefer convoy. Even in like competitive, I like having the go back and forth. One team is on offense, one's on defense. Switch it. Like I like that rather than doing a domination. So that mode in Overwatch where you have that robot and it's just kind of this push and pull, I
like
think
that.
would fit perfect in for this.
Yeah,
I think it'd be great.
PvE.
moving where like the big team fights are, right? It's just changing your battlefield as you go across, and getting a chance to go back to some of those best places to fight. I think that's a great idea, Mark.
Yep. Matt, what was that?
PvE.
Yes. That'd be great.
Yeah, the Ultron bots like Krakoa Invasion, that would be the
It'd be so
ultimate.
easy.
Yeah,
I mean,
You just fight against a bunch of Ultrons.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. We already have the clone mode, right? So you could have a conquest. The other team is literally all bots. They already have bots programmed into the game, and then it's just a team of real people
like the
against
Galacta bots.
a team of Ultron
'Cause
bots.
that's what those. You remember when we all played that? Those Overwatch PvE missions.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Yeah.
That's all it is. So it's like, gimme. That's it.
just for an event.
Please,
Me.
money, please.
Money, please.
So matchmaking improvements would be like just same skill level kind of thing.
Don't put you in a match where you lose immediately. You die once. And
Don't backfill.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna use my Chrono Shield token.
Yeah.
There it is.
They talk about game bugs. I have not noticed any bugs.
No, neither. I skip that section of the patch notes every time because I'm like,
It never
I don't
impacts
feel like reading
Yeah.
this, and
They
it's
do
not
not
bothered me.
exist.
Yeah.
the only thing I
you're
had,
great.
and I haven't had it since season maybe 1. I think 1.5 is when it was cleared. Was I would have, whenever I fired up the game, the very first match that I was in, like 30 seconds into the match, I just couldn't move. Like everything would freeze on my screen. And like if somebody was moving, they would just sit there in place and move. And I could see everybody. Important. And then eventually it would catch up and then I'd be dead, respawn, and that was it. And it was always that first match. And ever since 1.5, that's just gone. It just doesn't do it anymore. So I was always scared to like jump in a comp match for my first match because I was like, I got to get my, one match where I started lagging out big time. Just get that out of the way. I don't know if it was like a driver issue or what it was.
I had that issue. This was in Overwatch, and it was separate from me just leaving the matches because I got mad about backfilling. You guys might remember when I would just suddenly disconnect. It was wires.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was like bad Ethernet cord, and it would just kick me out of the entire game, and it'd be like, I'm literally right here, guys.
I do have network issues, but I think that's just my home network things. I don't think it's anything to do with the game.
Mocha network, Mocha adapter.
It works. You happy with that?
Yeah, I've been loving it. Not turning back.
Nice. One final one. This one comes to us from Clark Kent 7. It's this question for the pod. Who should have fall on to destroy the other team's static abilities? Things like Ankh's, Loki clones, Loki crystals, Nemora's monstros, etc. I know the correct answer is everybody, but as healer main the majority of the time, I feel like these are always missed by my team. Probably because they're focusing on the enemy while I'm focusing on my team, meaning I have better sight on those immediate dangers around them. But then any second spent on destroying those means less heals for the team. It says, I know I provided my insight to my own question, but figured it could be a fun talking point and hopefully build up some more strategies. I mean, it kind of just depends on the placement of it, I think. Like Ankh's, I think should be everybody because like those have to get down immediately. Like whoever is obviously in the vicinity, number one, get out of that Ankh field. But you're just as responsible, I think, to take that down. I do agree the strategist usually has more line of sight for those things. I would say, if anything, it's everybody's responsibility to ping those things.
Yeah.
I try to make it a point whenever I see anything like that to ping it, or anybody up in, a Moon Knight up in the, or a Black Widow, anybody kind of up high. I always try to ping them. But
Flyers.
See something, say something.
Yeah.
If you see something, say something.
But
yeah,
for
it's
me,
like unless it's specific, I could see like a team being okay. Like if the four of us are playing, and it's like, you know what, I'll keep an eye out and watch for it this time. But otherwise, if there's no arrangement, if you see it, take care of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if your team is gonna KO in the 3 seconds that you're destroying an Ankh,
as soon as you see it, it is then your responsibility to take it out. As I was playing as Psylocke this week, I found that I was doing a lot of that myself. One, because she just had a good spread, as I said, like the primary fire. It was good for kind of taking that out, and you could. One thing that comes to mind is Penny's spiderweb house thing. Like spider.
yes.
The spider house.
Web house.
Yeah, the spider house.
Not the
Love
nest.
that
It's a
ability.
house.
So I
They've
took
upgraded.
a bunch of those out. And it just takes a few little primary fire. I know we talked about it too with magic, and you can send your little demon on it, and it'll take out those things, or the Loki clone things. So my answer is going to be your duelists, because they're there to do damage, and that's something that you could do damage to. But the, I guess, cheating answer is everybody. Whoever sees it, destroys it. I couldn't think of a good one there.
I think it depends too if you're on comms or not. Like if you're in a team on comms, it can kind of be everybody. But if you're not on comms and you're just in like a quick play match and you're the strategist in the back, chances are the other people aren't really seeing it so much. So just go ahead and do it if you see it. Like just clear it out, because I think the strategist should have the best line of sight for it. But I think that's also part of the skill of playing the strategist, is knowing when to let off your heals and be able to burn that down and then get back on your heels like that. Takes some skill to be able to do that, right? To know, like, can I actually get off heals right now so I can take care of this Namor turret, or do I need to kind of keep the heals up right now and maybe let somebody else focus it? Maybe I'll ping it real quick and then go back to my heals. Like,
You attack the turrets, or do you just walk away from them?
it
attack
depends. I usually try to attack them.
Definitely
I try to take them out.
Seems like they run out of time before I can actually take them down.
I do the way those Hulk ones
don't last very
are
long.
right now. Like
Yeah,
you
you
gotta take them out. Like you can't. I don't know. And their range seems like it's just insane. Like when one of those gets strapped down, it's rough. So I don't know.
Okay.
All right. Well, there you go, guys. So again, if you want to send a question to the podcast, do so over in our Spotify episode here. You can leave a comment over there, or you can always email us pod@rivalsassemble.com, or of course join our Discord, which we are now. I think we since last episode we've hit 300. We're over 300.
We're past
so,
it.
This is
yes. So join our
And
Discord.
Rivals Little.
We're always hyping it up, like talking about the numbers, but there's actually, I wouldn't say we have consistently 300 people chatting, but it is a good base of people who are talking. So if you were like, oh, I just don't want to join just to be a number, no, you can join and have genuinely good conversation with people.
Yeah.
Find people to play with.
And it's cool too to dip in there. You always see there's like a group of people playing because we have a couple different voice channels in there. Some people have become friends in there, and I regularly see them all playing together. It's just cool to see that. And we talk about other things in there, sports. We talk about comics. We talk about video games, other games, everything. So again, very like-minded community. So if you want to be a part of that, head over to our Discord. Matt, MomoCon. Coming up, man. How you feeling? Are you feeling pumped? Are you ready to bring Marvel Multiverse RPG to the masses? Bring it to the people at MomoCon?
Where say yes and see what happens.
There it is.
Well, I will say I can't wait to hear the stories, man, and you got to tell us when you come back.
I'm excited to ride the hype wave
Yeah.
of when you come back and tell us about these sweet games you had, and then we're gonna be like, maybe we're gonna skip the podcast this week and play play some
possibility
thing, or that could
Roll
be
the
our
Patreon
podcast.
episode.
We could do that. We could do that.
Dive in the vault.
I'm excited. There are still the story and the flow are all done. Now it's just the nitty gritty because essentially what I'm doing will be teaching people who have never played the system before how to play the game, and then an adventure in a span of 4 hours.
Yeah.
So
Do you know? I mean, I would hope a lot of these people have played at least tabletop RPGs before, because Multiverse it's fairly easy if you've played D&D or played any of these other games in terms of the mechanics of it. It's more about just knowing the dice rolls and how to do the math, I guess is the right way to say it. But do you know, I mean, are you getting, because if I could see if it's somebody that's never played before, there may be a little bit more of a learning curve there, I guess.
yeah. I very much approach how I teach this game as someone who, it's very translatable if you've played Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition or the new 2024.
Yeah.
But I'm going in worst case scenario. The person has never played a TTRPG, and Marvel looks fun, so try it out.
Cool.
That at the end of the day, I'm a DM, dungeon master, or in the terms of this game, a narrator who is there to, I want to say yes to whatever you want to do. So my job is to make you feel comfortable and make big choices and have fun. Make you feel like you're a comic book superhero. So
Well, again, maybe that's something we could do one week. Maybe we could just do a session of Multiverse if the news slows down for Rivals. But that news needs to slow down first before we get to that, because, always got stuff coming out with this game. So
you can pay me in Chrono Shield coins.
there you go. But head on over to rivalsassemble.com. You can find all our social links and everything over there. And again, big thank you to everybody over on YouTube and on Twitch for tuning in, on iTunes and on Spotify. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Thank you for the
into
subs. Thank
show.
you for the bits.
Yes.
Amazing.
Thank you. And all right, well, we're going to wrap it up there, everybody. As always, thank you again. And until next time, we'll catch you later.